Orange County Speedway in Rougemont, North Carolina. Welcome to the Pantry 400 Busch Series Grand National Race. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Joy with Buddy Baker once again. And, Buddy, of all the short tracks we've been to on the Busch Series for TNN, I've never seen anything like this one.
Well, I guarantee you it's got high bank straightaways, high bank corners, and momentum going in the corner makes the bottom lane, you just can't use it. You go in so fast the car washes up, and if the tires go away, you even get up in the third lane, leaving very little room to race.
Well, and passing on the outside, there's no outside left. It's a very unique racetrack, and we should have an interesting action-packed 300 laps for you this afternoon live on TNN. But right now, let's bring you up to date on Busch Series Racing with this week's Haviland Update. 3 drivers sit just 16 points apart at the top of the Busch Grand National Series point standings. Here's a look at your top 10 coming into this 9th race of the season. How tough is it at the top? Let's follow season's progress of this man, Randy LaJoie, the point leader. Rockingham. Terry Labonte, the MW Windows Chevy, goes on to win the race after this bumping match. LaJoie's Phoenix Chevrolet finishes in the 4th spot. Randy's worst posting of the year came on the heels of this multi-car melee at Richmond. Wham! Into the turn 2 wall with his number 20 car and out of the race. Martinsville, Virginia. This time LaJoie's just out in front of a 4-car pileup at turn 4. Not so at Hickory, North Carolina, where Hermie Sadler goes spinning around out of contention off the nose of LaJoie's Chevrolet. Randy finishes in 2nd position. It's tough at the top. Let's go to Glenn with the point leader.
Well, despite all the bumps, the bangs, and the spills you've taken early on this year, you have been very consistent. You are leading the points, and that's not really surprising to you, is it, Randy?
Well, we have a good race team here in this Moroso Fina Special, and I haven't been in a race car full-time in about 10 years. I knew if somebody give me a chance, I can do a good job, and once I get the kinks worked out, I get qualifying a little better. The crew won't have to work so hard in the pits here, and they've done a wonderful job all year getting me out of the pits in a hurry, so I can be consistent and run up front. We're going to have another good run here at Rougemont, starting on the pole 11 rows back, starting 21st. It's just going to be 300 laps, tighten the belts, we're going racing.
Thoughts of point leader Randy LaJoie. Here is the starting lineup for today's race, brought to you by Sears Die Hard. Jason Keller wins his first ever pole at 96.5 miles per hour. And on the outside, the man who is ranked 3rd in the Busch Series points, Kenny Wallace in the Phil Martossi Ford. Row number 2, David Green, a winner at Bristol, and Michael Rich, his best ever qualifying effort. He's 4th. Johnny Benson Jr., who was 4th at Hickory, and Jim Bound finished 5th 2 weeks ago at Bristol. In row number 4, Elton Sawyer, a runner-up here in 87, and Hermie Sadler, who won here last year. Mike McLaughlin in the top 10 the first time this season, and Roy Payne from Texas. Row 6, Dave Resendiz and Doug Hebron. Row 7, Ricky Craven and Tommy Houston. Row 8, Chris Diamond and Mike Skinner. A couple surprises there. Row 9, Larry Pearson and Robert Presley. Row 10, George Crenshaw makes his 2nd start this year, and Tracy Leslie. On the pole, 11 rows back, Randy LaJoie, along with Tim Fedua. Chad Chapin in row 12 with Randy Porter. Stevie Reeves and Rodney Combs in the 13th row. Chad Little and Dennis Setzer in row 14. Bobby Donner and Mike Garvey in the 15th row. Then the provisionals, Nathan Butke in the Barry Owen car, Kevin LePage, and Tommy Ellis takes the former champions provisional. They have fired the engines and the cars roll out. We'll be right back.
I went from probably 300 miles on a full tank to almost 400.
America is talking about split fire.
I'm probably getting, I would say about 20 miles more per tank full, and that's a lot for me.
And when you're driving a 4-wheel drive vehicle, you need all the extra gas mileage you can get.
I have them on my motorcycle, my boat, and my car.
I love them.
Split fire. At $5.99, it only costs more till you use it.
In New Britain, Connecticut, people know how to make a home worth more.
The Hummels are doing a new deck.
Because New Britain is also the home of Stanley.
Frank is redoing his roof.
And nobody has more innovative ways to make a house more livable.
Liz is redoing her bathroom.
Or more valuable.
And the Sandowskis are redoing everything.
Ever wish you had a better house?
So, Arnold,
Why not get started on the one you've got?
what are we doing?
I bought my car new in 1970. I drove a hockey team a 190-mile round trip 3 times a week.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
I took good care of it. And when I reached 300,000, I thought, I've got to be a pretty good car.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer.
At 600,000, I thought, maybe it could be the Haviland.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
You know, at AutoZone, we know our customers work just as hard as we do. So we're open when they need us, at night and on Sundays. And since 2 million folks each week count on AutoZone for what they need, when they need it, we're not about to let them down. That's why we carry so many parts and why we price them so low every day. You see, selling top quality parts at low prices every day is how we make a living. But helping customers, well, that's how we make friends.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Pantry 400 from Orange County Speedway is being brought to you by Split Fire, the patented performance spark plug. It only costs more until you use it. And by Stanley Tools. Since 1843, Stanley's been helping do things right. And by Haviland Formula 3 motor oil. Add more life to your car. In one lap, we'll go racing here. 11 drivers did not make the field. David Bonnet, Junior Franks, Eddie Goodson, Andy Hillenberg, Richard Lassiter, Jeff Neal, Robbie Reiser, Shauna Robinson, Johnny Rumley all went home. In car, David Green today in the Slim Jim Chevrolet of Bobby Labonte. Congratulations to Bobby and Donna, new proud parents of Robert Tyler, born on the 18th. Here's what you'll see from David Green's point of view. There's out the right side window. A close call there as we get set to go racing. Out the right side, and again, we'll look out the left as well. Getting set for green, and we're racing at Rougemont on the 3/8 mile where they run the high groove here all day long. Jason Keller, Greenville, South Carolina. He's got the pole. Kenny Wallace tried to go up where there wasn't much racetrack to get the lead. Couldn't do it. First time Keller's ever led a Busch Series race.
Look at Wallace go right under and going in the corner there. I tell you, Kenny Wallace is doing a great job this year, and he's got that car hooked up. He made the pass on the inside, and that's the first time I've seen anybody pass on the bottom of the racetrack.
Local papers poll picked Wallace and David Green as the potential winners of this one. 300 laps around this 3/8 mile bowl. The straightaways and the turns both bank nearly 15 degrees here. A lot of shuffling on back from about 8 spots in a rear. Johnny Benson having a look over Michael Rich, ASA champ, as you watch from David Green's car. Single file once again.
Mike, what does this camera call as getting his back shot here?
I think last time we called it the Snoop Doggy Dog cam. The well, where it's mounted, it could be the Beavis and Butt cam. Whatever you want to call it, buddy. Actually, it's underneath the rear bumper in David Green's car.
You can see Michael Rich. He made a move just a second ago on green and didn't quite pull it off. But, you know, when he qualifies, that's his best qualifying ever. And this car, it wasn't a fluke. You can tell he's run right back on Green's car and looks like he's got the car to go by him. Once it gets him out of shape a little bit.
Johnny Benson right there looking over Michael Rich in the Staff America car, 74. And Ernie Sadler moving up. Ricky Craven started 13th. He's already up to 9th.
Mike, look how close the front valance on that car is coming to rubbing on the racetrack. I guarantee you some of the cars are really soft sprung will rub that thing till they rub 3 or 4 inches off the front valance there going in the corners.
Yeah, at the end of the race, you'll think it was put on crooked because the right side's all worn down. David Green battling Michael Rich and Johnny Benson. Just out of the top 4.
Looks to me like David Green had a little bit of push in his car.
This track is so short, the traffic will become a factor almost instantly. Kenny Wallace. Jason Keller, the pole sitter, led the first lap. It's been Wallace since, looking for his first win of the season for Phil Martossi.
Every time I see a racetrack like this, I think of what my grandfather used to tell me when he said the road was so crooked the horse ate the hay out of the back of the wagon going up the hill.
Wish I'd met your grandfather.
Wow.
A lot of bump and grind movement going on out there as everybody kind of struggles to establish a position and a running order.
Mike, it looks like David Green's got his car set up extremely tight right now, and this car will get faster as he's going, but right now he's actually holding these cars up a little bit because the car has push right in the center of the corner.
From David Green's car, back at Michael Rich. Leader Kenny Wallace, heavy traffic. Finally works his way past Elton Sawyer and the 35 car of Randy Porter. Trouble in turn one, big stack up behind Roy Payne. Well, almost everybody gets through and away, but they went 4 wide up into the third corner there. What a mess.
Who says you can't run 4 abreast on short track? They just did that without any problems whatsoever.
They did it. It was Roy Payne's car that was backing up there that caused the jam session. He's got a right front tire going down. That's the reason. 3 wide out of turn 4, and Chad Little drops in line there underneath Bobby Donner and Dennis Setzer very wisely. See, now they're all scrambling because Kenny Wallace is coming. He's about to catch that pack. There's Chad Little in 23, the Bayer Harris Teeter car again going to work under Bobby Donner's yellow DeWalt Tools machine.
Now, you notice something there. The cars are running on the bottom part of this racetrack all during practice and all. Nobody practiced down there, and it might be that there's not too much rubber on the bottom of the car. It's actually getting a better bite down there because of pressure pavement.
There's Tim Fedewood just ahead of Dave Resendiz, number 79. And at the tail end of that pack is race leader Kenny Wallace. What a pack. Run for Larry Pearson in this early going. He started 17th. He's running 10th. Former winner here. Dennis Setzer and gets into the back of Robert Presley. Budget Form A99 there. Let's pick up on Kenny Wallace. You see him in the middle of your screen as he rounds out of turn number 2. He's trying to pick up some race traffic. Mike Garvey is the 0 just ahead. And trouble on Mike McLaughlin. And the leaders have to split him as McLaughlin dives onto pit road with a flat right in front.
Boy, that was some head-up driving by everybody there. Several cars had to go on the pit road almost to avoid McLaughlin coming in the corner there. And I tell you what, that's some heads-up driving. Another flat tire, as you see.
Very lucky for everybody, including McLaughlin, that they all missed him. But he'll go at least 2 laps down on this green flag pit stop at lap 29.
Mike, it hadn't been but a couple of years when a guy got a flat tire like that. The first thing you do is jam the brakes on. We almost had a wreck coming out of the corner here. Donner's car got really crossed up coming out of the corner, but everybody's back underway there.
44 moving on traffic, and there's Michael Rich, 0-2 coming with him. Now, buddy, this is going to be very tough for Michael Rich because these drivers are not used to seeing him as a front runner, but he's flying.
Well, he drives like this all night. They'll get used to it pretty quick, I'll tell you. He's really driving a good race. You see he's had track position there, and he moved right straight over, and now he has the position. There comes Johnny Benson Jr. right underneath. You get on the outside here and get caught up where you can't get back to throttle real fast, you can lose a lot of time.
Fast and frantic here at Orange County Speedway. Pantry 400 live on TNN. Kenny Wallace has led since lap 2.
Wouldn't you say this is a typical thing when we say there's racing all over the racetrack? We're dropping back just showing you other races going on other than the leader. There's racing everywhere around here, 2 and 3, but that's Wallace coming up through there. He's lapping some mighty good race cars already.
Just gets underneath Rodney Combs, and he's about to put a lap on the 99 of Robert Presley. Then just ahead, Dennis Setzer and Chad Little. We continue on under green here at Orange County Speedway in Rougemont, North Carolina. You're watching Busch Racing live on TNN. We'll be right back.
Jumpstart your heart twice this summer as the stars of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing invade Pocono Raceway for the June 12th UAW GM Teamwork 500 and the July 17th Miller Genuine Draft 500. Both races sold out in '93, so order now while tickets last. Call toll-free 1-800-RACEWAY. Operators standing by. For vacation information, call 1-800-POCONOS. If this doesn't get your heart started, nothing will.
Monroe Sensitrack, road sensing shocks and struts. Designed to give you extra control during a swerve. Extra control over rough roads. Monroe Sensitrack gives you both extra control and ride comfort automatically. Monroe Sensitrack, like 2 shocks in 1. Call 1-800-STRUT now for a Monroe Sensitrack dealer near you.
We have just one word for the new Whopper Jr. at Burger King. Bigger. You already know it's flame broiled and fixed your way, but the one thing you didn't know is that the Whopper Jr. now has 50% more beef. And because we figured one great improvement deserved another, the new Whopper Jr. is just 99 cents every day. The new 99-cent Whopper Jr. at Burger King. We may not be the world's #1 fast food place.
Welcome to Burger King.
It just tastes that way.
We're back with you live at Rougemont, North Carolina, as Kenny Wallace, TIC Financial Ford, tries to drop underneath Chad Little and put him a lap back. Meanwhile, Roy Payne has been rolling around the racetrack for about 5 laps now. He's got a soft right front tire for the second time, but he can't get to the pits.
Mike, he might have a steering arm or something getting into that right front there, because you don't have that many flaps without something dragging on the car, so they're going to have to repair that car. He's trying to get to the inside, and he may have to stop and let him throw a caution so he can get across.
He's trying to be out of the way of everybody, but there's just not enough room for him to drop down. Now he finally gets low in the back straightaway, and he will make it to pit road. I'll show you what happened a minute ago as Kenny Wallace tried to get past Robert Presley and put Presley a lap down.
Okay, he didn't really mean to do that. He just got in the corner really hard, and the front end washed up into the 99 car of Presley. That happens a lot on short tracks. You don't even get mad about stuff like that.
David Green is dropping back. He has really lost a lot of ground, buddy, in this last lap or two, and he is pitting.
Yeah, it looks like he might have a, let's see. No, I don't know what's wrong with that car.
Strong threat to win this race. David Green is pitting under the green flag. Let's go to Glenn.
Well, Mikey brings the car in. They're going to the right side to change right side tires now. He is on Goodyear tires. There are only 3 cars on Hoosiers. That would be Robert Presley, Tommy Houston, and Randy Porter. The Goodyear guys expressed some concern about tire wear. They thought they'd get 75 to 80 laps. He obviously didn't get that. Both tires were up, so he did not have a cut tire. But boy, that's awfully early to have to pit for right side tires.
Thanks, Glenn. 14.4 second stop for David Green.
Mike, I was watching when they took that tire off. It looked like it lost some of the air pressure. I don't know whether it had a small puncture or what.
A look at the top 5, headed up by this man, Kenny Wallace. We kind of thought today might be his day. Good bat a little further back. Now Michael Rich has picked up 2nd place with David Green's pit stop.
Boy, he's got to be just saying, you know, I'm loving this. Everybody said when he qualified it's probably a fluke, and now he's out there running in 2nd place and driving wheels off that car. It's got to make him feel like this is all worth it.
That's the 02 car of Rich. His dad owns it, his father John. Michael's 21 years old out of High Point, North Carolina, and what a great day for him it is here in Orange County. There's Jim Bound in 63, trying the low side, trying to move up on Hermie Sadler, the 4th place car.
Yeah, I tell you, Michael Rich better not get too used to that 2nd place. He's got some awful good race car breathing down his collar right now.
All right, Johnny Benson in 74. Sadler in the 25 goes downstairs on Benson.
Easy, easy, easy. Woo.
And they stack up top around Mike Garvey and the George Crenshaw car. Now Rich goes to the bottom in 02 to lap Garvey.
You see, Hermie Sadler got by Benson just in, and I tell you what, he can drive that race car anywhere. It looks like that car is hooked up about as well as it was at Martinsville when he led so many laps up there before he knocked out of the race.
Now this group is 4.6 seconds behind the race leader. And indeed, Benson has dropped a couple of spots. Lapping cars, both Hermie Sadler and Jim Bound got past Johnny Benson. Here goes Sadler after Michael Rich.
Yeah, you see he gets in the corner so clean, and when he picks the throttle up, he gets right up the side of him, but the momentum of the outside car coming off the corner is about 5 miles an hour faster, it looks like.
Robert Presley makes a stop. The tire rule in effect today is that each team can change each position only once under the caution. So one right front tire, one left rear, one right rear. But they can change as many tires as they want under green flag racing. Sadler dumps it in low again.
Oh boy, I tell you, that car is working super, but it takes a supercar to get by somebody that's running equally as fast, but he made the pass look pretty easy there. You see Jim Bound on the bottom coming up the sidewalks there.
Tommy Houston almost came to a stop in turn 4. He may have cut a tire down. He's going to the backstretch pits. Wallace, your leader. Rich in second. Sadler is third. Bound is fourth. Benson fifth. Doug Hebron running in sixth. Ricky Craven seventh. And in the 8th spot, Larry Pearson. Ninth, Randy LaJoy, who started 21st, the point leader. And 10th, the pole sitter, Jason Keller.
You know, Mike, I'm kind of wondering what's going on. In 54 laps, you have 5 cars that's already had tire problems with the right front. Every one of them is the right front. I wonder if they're running over something on the racetrack or whether it's actually a tire problem. We will find out later on. I bet you Glenn Jarrett will know.
Sadler now by himself in second place. Drifts on back a little here. There's Michael Rich and Jim Bound going for third on the low side in the Hensley Racing number 63. Jim tested up at Pulaski for this race. But the last time they came here, his brother Chuck was in that car. They tested at Pulaski and came here and won.
There must be something to it because the car is working super good and it looks like he's catching Hermie Sadler.
60 of 300 laps completed this time by Kenny Wallace. Leads the field at Orange County. We'll be right back.
If you want to know why most NASCAR teams use a Sears Die-Hard battery, just ask a guy who didn't use a Die-Hard. Die-Hard, the official battery of NASCAR. For more power when you need it most.
Diet Dr. Pepper, the taste you've been looking for. Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Hey, Mike, hand me my channel lock pliers.
Tommy, give me that plier over there with the blue handles. What kind of pliers is that? These are channel lock tone and groove pliers. My dad uses them on his race car, too.
For the tough jobs and the small jobs, reach for Channel Lock, the handiest plier of them all.
Hey, guys, anybody seen the channel lock pliers?
Channel Lock. Be sure you're getting genuine Channel Lock pliers. Look for this trademark.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now at Pep Boys, $5 rebate on Gabriel Pro Rider shocks. Struts, $10 rebate.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
Tense moment here at Rougemont, North Carolina. Chris Diamond spun coming out of turn 4 and then went behind the wall, no caution. Next Saturday, we'll be at the Chevy Dealers of New England 250 at Loudon, New Hampshire. Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvin, both Labontes and Kenny Schrader, along with all the Busch stars, will be there. Good seats still available. Call the New Hampshire Speedway ticket office Monday, 603-783-4744 for more information, or see it here live on TNN. Also, while we were away, Randy LaJoy and Chad Little both came in for right front tires. Second place, Jim Bound closing in, and trouble in turn 4. David Green is messed up there with Robert Presley and Tracy Leslie and George Crenshaw. Ouch. Now there's a replay on the Chris Diamond spin that happened while we were away. That did not bring out the caution. This one did. First caution of the day. George Crenshaw, David Green, Robert Presley are all involved. Tracy Leslie was also a part of it, and you can see the angle on our in-car cameras changed a little bit there. And our, whatever you want to call it, Cam?
Yeah, I was watching David Green when he come by here. That's the fuel cell dragging down on the racetrack there, and it was throwing a lot of sparks. I hope he's coming in the pits right now. There's a lot of damage to the rear of that car.
And if anybody's seen our rear bumper cam, would you please return it?
I would say that's 4 miles past south of the border right now.
It's gone. It's gone. So first caution of the day comes out here at lap 72 for this crash between turns 3 and 4. As we show you this, Robert Presley is already around. There's Mike McLaughlin getting by.
Whoa, oh. Tracy Leslie had absolutely nowhere to go.
And George Crenshaw spun to miss them. Don't see where David Green got it.
No.
But he did.
He definitely
He's further back
did.
up the track in turn 3. Well, the caution flag is a mixed blessing because the drivers are only allowed to change tires once under caution per position. So Johnny Benson is in. They're looking at the alignment on his car. The hood is up on Elton Sawyer. Randy Porter's made a pit stop. Jason Keller, the pole sitter, is in.
Mike, you seen the back of that car just a second ago. We're going to commercial. I'll talk when we get back.
Okay, David Green's car being worked on. They're going to try to get him back out for points. We're going to get this break in and be right back.
Well, all a bull rider has to do is spend 8 seconds on Shredder, Predator, or Exorcist. Bonanza 94, the Lazy E Arena in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Championship Rodeo, TNN tomorrow.
We often hear about high unemployment, but what we don't hear about are all of the jobs that are available. I'm Dan Miller, your representative in Washington. Employers in our community tell me they have many jobs to fill now, but frequently applicants can't pass a simple drug test. Stay off of drugs and call your local job service of Florida. There are plenty of jobs available in our community today, but if you do drugs, there's no need to apply.
Next week, Cable's the place for beauty and grace. Join an array of internationally renowned artists, writers, and musicians in a passionate salute to the gentle giants of the sea on A&E Stage for the Whales. And in the land of Camelot, she must choose between her love of country and the love of her life. Cable brings forth an original world premiere movie, Guinevere, on Lifetime next week. On Paragon Cable.
Welcome back to Rougemont, where we're under the first caution of the day. Twice a Busch race has run here caution-free, 1986 and 88. Not today. The Winston Select. New name for what's become a great all-star race. And you'll see it live here under the lights at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Saturday, May 21st. Here's Glenn on pit road.
Well, a very disgusted David Green has crawled from his car looking at the damage, which is severe. David, what happened out there?
Well, to start off with, we had a right front go down. I got up high past some cars, must have run over something. Come back, everything was still base. I followed a 72 car for 5 laps, never touched him, passed him. Robert Presley spun out, so, you know, I slowed down and he rear-ends me, so it all happened so fast. I don't guess he was watching, but Tracy got in the back of me and hit pretty hard. You know, I knew it was going to come, but we hit, and Slim Jim Chevrolet was awful good. I don't know. We just fix it and go on and see what we can do.
Well, they are trying to fix the car. They will get him back in as soon as possible.
But it will be a while for David Green, who came into this race only 14 points behind Randy LaJoie.
You know, Mike, David Green's a lucky guy to have that fuel cell in there, the rubber fuel cell. 5 or 6 years ago, when they didn't have that, that would have been a massive fire when you knocked the whole back of the car off like that.
Almost had a massive wreck on this restart. Doug Hebron got tipped up in turn number 4. There you see him fighting for control, and that's Chad Little, who's firmly up against the back bumper of Hebron's car.
You know, we were concerned a while ago whether the tire was the problem or whether they were running over stuff, and what we hear from everybody is they're running over things.
Show you another big save just a second ago here. Randy LaJoie, middle of your screen. He and Jim Bound get together there.
Now, he's up there where you don't belong. There's a lot of trash. See that dust flying up there? He was real lucky to catch that car back.
Nice save, and they're still battling for third place. LaJoie up to third on the leaderboard. Kenny Wallace, Hermie Sadler, Randy LaJoie, Jim Bound are your top four. First caution of the day just concluded. Elton Sawyer out of the race. Now Chad Little's trying to get, I believe, a lap back because he made that pit stop under green.
Yeah.
Pick up Ricky Craven, battling with Larry Pearson and Michael Rich.
Hey, Michael Rich is really impressing me today. He is keeping himself out of a lot of trouble, and the car is really hooked up well.
There's your Napa Field update brought to you by Napa. We keep America running. Take you back through the field a bit. Boy, it is tight, close quarter racing here.
You know, to be a good broadcaster on these short tracks like this, I think you need to go to auctioneer school and learn to speak a little faster than me. Time I get it out before laps into the event.
It's okay. Ooh, close call there. 88 car almost ended up in the fence. Mike Skinner, California native, now racing out of Greensboro. Dennis Setzer still on the lead lap, started 28. He's come up to 8th spot in the Alliance car, number 59 there.
Dennis Setzer's good as anybody in the country on this kind of racetrack.
Kevin LePage
cut his teeth there.
His spun at turn 2. And he gets going again.
No caution. They're still on the green.
Oh, no. You need 4 or 5 cars to pile up to get a caution here. We've seen 2 1-car spins. No harm, no foul.
Talking about Dennis Setzer, you talk about somebody that's worked his way up to the hard way. He's been every kind of track champion all over the country, and now he's got an opportunity in Busch Grand National, and I guarantee you before the year's over, he'll be winning races.
He's just ahead of Johnny Benson there on the racetrack, the ASA champ. This pack coming out of turn 4.
A little casual contact there between he and Pearson.
Yep. Larry Pearson, former champion. Former winner here. In fact, 3 times. Pearson's been a victory lane at this track. He's in the Stanley Tools, number 92.
See McLaughlin going by Pearson there. He's caught on the very outside, and I know he knows that everybody's cutting tires down. He does not want to go way up in the outside there and maybe pick up some debris and cut a tire himself.
In fact, Pearson has the best record of any driver here. 3 wins and 5 top 5s in 11 starts.
I think Larry Pearson's a lot like his father. He'll wait for the opportunity and then put it on you. You know, he don't abuse the car and do a lot of foolish things, but when it comes time, he'll end up in front of you if you're not careful.
They run the car where it's comfortable. Stevie Reeves battling Tim Fiedler.
I'll tell you what, they fight the 15th and 20th just as hard as they do to lead a race here. I mean, popping and gouging and pushing, you know.
You better.
You better have.
Presley and Fido are working past the Mike Skinner car.
That number looks a little familiar. I run that for several years.
Yes.
Of course, he's not in any trouble. That looks kind of unusual. See that 88 in a straight line.
Tommy Houston battling right with them. 10 cars on the lead lap.
See Nathan Bucky there driving the car that Mike Wallace usually drives. He's down in Talladega. He made the top 20 in Junie Dunleavy car, so I hope everybody gets what they deserve out of this deal. I think Bucky is certainly worthy of the ride.
Yeah, he's in Barry Owens' number 9 today. STP Racing car. From first to second, 4.5 seconds. That's the lead Kenny Wallace has built up. There's a look at your leader. And Tracy Leslie, who made a pit stop for a cut tire, is trying to get a lap back from the leader.
Now, what they'll do there, the spotter will say, listen, Tracy's a lap down on this kind of racetrack. Don't battle him. Let him go. You've got a lap on him. All of that track position now. And he'll let him go and let him open up places for him to run under people as he goes by. You can see he's got Speedway on the outside there. He'll come right up under him.
Kenny Wallace trying to become only the second Ford to win here. Tim Fido will make a pit stop. Felt like he had a tire going down. He was the 10th place car and was on the lead lap. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, you're exactly right. He got up high on the racetrack and started coming off before. He did cut the right front tire down, got him into the wall. Again, like David Green said, the traffic is so heavy out there. The cars running so close together. When you come up on a group of cars, you got to go high on the racetrack. Everybody's running low. All the debris up there, they're cutting these tires. They're building up a lot of heat. Very easy to cut them when you get in that grip.
18.5-second stop for Fiedler, new crew chief Cliff Champion on that car.
You see, Wallace putting a lap on the guy that was on the pole here. That's how good he's running right now. He's putting a lot of good race cars laps behind right now.
That'll leave us just 9 cars on the lead lap. Kenny Wallace led all but the first lap here, and we asked him to grade his team's performance during the first third of this season.
I say a B+. You know, the A+ went out the window, you know, with some failures, you know, but, you know, I got myself caught up. The driver had an error at Bristol and got himself spun out, so else we'd probably be leading the points, but it's just tough.
It could happen at any time. When you least expect it, there it is. That craving for a Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. You can't resist it. A quarter pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon.
I gotta have
And mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce.
And then my watch turned into a bacon mushroom melt.
Wow.
You thought it was just me.
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one,
You gotta have one.
There's one thing that a racing engine and a straight engine have in common. You want them both to last.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
To build a race engine that holds up, you have to use the best of everything. And Haviland does that job.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer. Good enough for Robert Yates.
Well, how hard do you want me to push it today? Whatever it takes to win.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
Performance. Every element on the track is matched by one off the track. Off the track and into the high-performance air conditioning systems of Luxair. Speed is matched by high efficiency, protection by strong warranty, handling by quiet operation, and power by cool Luxair comfort. Winners in performance, #1 in comfort, Luxair. A reason for loving every season.
At Stanley, we test the quality of our sliding mirror doors by opening and closing them over 100,000 times. This doesn't make for great entertainment, but it does make a great closet door. The Accent Mirror Door from Stanley.
Napa, we're the most complete source for auto parts, and all Napa parts are backed by a nationwide warranty program. No wonder more Americans trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
He's trying to get leverage.
TNN's exclusive coverage of the Pantry 400 is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running. Second caution of the day comes out at lap 105. Welcome back to Rougemont. Mike Joy with Buddy Baker and Glenn Jarrett. Doug Hebron's in the wall, and Hermie Sadler was the other car involved. Tracy Leslie, Bobby Dotter, Tim Fiedler on pit road. Ouch.
Boy, I don't really know what happened there. It looked like 75 was already in the wall if they had contact before they got there. Let's see. Okay, Hebron's got a tire down. He put on the brakes there. You could see it smoking it before he hit the wall.
Oh, Hebron's already in the wall. That
Okay.
was Sadler.
Yeah, that was Sadler.
Had the tire going down as Doug Hebron was already in the fence. That battle was going on for second place between those two drivers. And we're 109 laps in. We're going to put, Hebron's already climbed out of the car and walked away. We're going to pick that one up with a hook. Sadler's on pit road. Put the hood back down on that one. Pit stop's finishing up under caution here. One of the top drivers not in action here, and neither is his team, and you won't see it much again this season. We'll tell you that story when we come back.
You about finished? How's it going? Great. We have a lot of good mechanics that shop at AutoZone. We also have a lot of people who just want to save some money by doing a simple job themselves. like changing their oil or putting in new plugs. They just want to come in, get what they need, and get out. Well, at AutoZone, we have parts for just about every car made. So if you know what you want, great. But if you're not quite sure about something, no problem. We'll help. After all, that's what we're here for.
It's nice to know that one phone call to a Farmers Insurance agent can take care of your insurance needs. And with a Farmers Friendly Review, you know everything is properly covered. Farmers Friendly Review. For your home. For your car. And for your family. Farmers Insurance Group. For home, auto, and life.
Coming up this Sunday morning on Race Day, we'll wrap up the late action from last weekend, and of course we'll have the latest word from the racetracks as America's Oval Warriors prepare to do battle. That's just part of what's coming your way on television's fastest half hour. Join us.
Race Day, the latest news from the world of motorsports, brought to you live, 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
Highway transportation for TNN provided by Cedar Ridge RV Center, Branchville, New Jersey, featuring Winnebago Motorhomes. Call 1-800-988-4884 and find out why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions.
Welcome back to Rougemont as they clean up and take Doug Hevron's car off hammock style between the two records. And joining us in a booth is a fellow who'd much rather be out there, I'm sure. Tom Peck has had a pretty good season as the driver of the Grissom Motorsports Channel Lock car in this series up until sometime between Bristol and today. Kind of tell us what happened.
Well, you know, kind of about Tuesday, Mr. Grissom kind of dropped a bombshell on me. He had sold the race team to Diamond Ridge and Gary Bechtel. Steve's going to continue to drive the Diamond Ridge car plus the Channel Lock Busch car on limited races. So that kind of left me without a seat and without a car to drive.
Well, I think we're as shocked as anybody to find that there's one top car that's not going to be out there. Steve will run it during the combination Busch races that accompany the Winston Cup shows, but that, you know, I guess everybody in the sport, including yourself, thought this was a firm deal for the season.
Well, you know, I kind of expected it to be at least through this year, and I was kind of hoping for a long-term deal. But unfortunately, in racing, there is very few long-term deals. And I wish the Grissom's luck, and I wish Diamond Ridge and Channel Lock. You know, I was grateful for the opportunity that they put me into the car, and maybe something good will come out of this, and I'll end up in a good car anyhow.
Well, we're going to pull for you, man. We want you to end up in a good race car. You deserve it. You run well, and we hope the best for you.
Well, I don't quit. I don't give up. I don't quit. I'm going to keep digging, and sooner or later, somehow, I'm going to end up in something. So, thank you.
Tom, thanks for stopping by, and best wishes to you. Folks, we'll keep you updated on that story as the weeks progress. Let's go to Glenn.
Well, Mike Hermie Sadler's in for his 7th pit stop of this caution period. He's just about to get lapped, but they had a problem when he got into that altercation with Hevron. He bent the right front. The toe end was knocked way in. They're trying to get it adjusted. The problem is, every time he catches back up to the pack, the cars are strung out so far he gets in. They only have about 15 seconds to work on the car, then he's got to go again before he gets lapped. But they seem to have the car okay now. He has changed all 4 tires. We're going to try to get a word with Bobby Keene and later Doug Hevron to find out exactly what did happen out there.
Hey, thanks, Glenn. We're going green this time. 115 laps are completed. The lap cars are to the outside for restarts here at Rougemont, and Kenny Wallace brings the field to the green flag once again. 2 caution flags thus far. We're just past 1/3 distance. Tommy Ellis, they're second in line, just ahead of Randy LaJoy. That'll be Jim Bound in second place, and in third place right now, Ricky Craven. Dennis Setzer is posted in 4th. Setzer's had a lot of success at a track much like this one, the racetrack in Hickory, North Carolina.
You know, Ricky Craven's running pretty much the same races he did in Hickory when he won. He's just steady moving up towards the front, and that car is handling quite well, and this young man's a whale of a driver on this type of racetrack.
This race seems to have settled down just a bit here. Now, Tommy Ellis is 1 lap down, and Randy LaJoy is 2 laps down, but look at this battle for second.
Yeah, you see Ricky Craven got by Jim Bound there, and right behind him is Dennis Setzer. Now, Dennis is not that easy to outrun on this type of racetrack, so we got a good fight coming up here.
Tell me about what Benny Parsons calls the Big Mo. Momentum. Ricky Craven wins at Hickory. Here's a track just like it. He's right up in the front of the pack.
Well, he's got a good way of setting his car up for later on in the race. Look at this three abreast racing, though. We can get back here. These guys are racing like there's no tomorrow.
Jason Keller had to back out of it there. Chad Little, Johnny Benson right in the middle of the bologna burger sandwich, which is the local delicacy here at the Speedway.
Had one, tried it, and I'm going to tell you right now, where are the Alka-Seltzers?
Hard-nosed racing here at Orange County. 122 laps. Kenny Wallace out in front of the field. Randy LaJoie got a lap back from him.
Whatever they did to Hermie Sadler's car, they got it working really well there. You see McLaughlin coming up under Johnny Benson there. Watch Dennis Subser. He's as good as I've ever seen coming up out of the corner.
Third place battle right here. Setzer and Bound. And the Lysol Chevy holds Setzer off for the moment. You know, they lost an engine in Jim Bound's car this morning in practice, blew an engine up. Jeff Hensley started to change it. And Jim Bound's girlfriend's son, 9 years old, goes up to Jeff. He says, why don't you just use the spare car? And he goes, yeah, why not? So this is the spare car.
See Hermie Sadler coming up there. Now that's what a fresh tire will do on the right front there. You see how well that car is working.
He's stout. Let's check with Glenn. He's with Doug Hebron.
I'm sure glad to be here with Doug. First of all, are you okay? And what happened?
Yeah, I'm all right. Just that Food Country GTS car, Mike Fire was coming to the front. Coming out of 4, I think I blew a right rear and just got into the fence. Hit pretty hard, so I don't think we'll be back out. But we'll get him next week.
Well, he was running awfully strong trying to take over third place with Hermie Sadler. Glad to see him here. He took a heck of a lift.
Yes, he did. Former super modified champion up at Oswego, New York.
Well, I tell you what, Glenn Jarrett earns his money. Did you hear that noise down there? And he has to put up with that all day.
Tight company here. Chad Little underneath. Mike McLaughlin. Now they're both on fresher tires than Dennis Setzer. And it shows. Now Jim Bound moving up on the 99 of Robert Presley. This is not for position.
Johnny Benson Jr.'s position, though. He's coming up really fast there.
Mike Garvey in the pits. Going to take on right side tires. Boy, Tommy Houston got against Ricky Craven there for a bit. Trouble, front straightaway, jammed. 3 cars, 4 cars sideways, and it fills up in a hurry. Stevie Reeves, Mike Skinner.
Rodney Combs is up against the inside wall there. He's back under power there.
Well, you get 1 car sideways.
Is that Tommy Ellis at the end of the wall here?
Kevin
no,
LePage.
it's the teddy bear.
Yep. Oh, back to the teddy bear hospital. I think we've about worn out that joke.
Yeah, that's not a joke. That car is hurt pretty bad there.
Yep. Kevin LePage in trouble. There's Mike Skinner getting spun around. 1 car just got full sideways down the front straightaway. And you can see where Skinner got punched, and there's damage to the right front of Kevin LePage, who we've been saying he's a graduate of the NASCAR North Circuit. Not exactly true. He ran the American Canadian Tour, Tom Curley's ACT circuit up north before coming down here to the Busch Series. And had a lot of success up there.
Well, I guarantee you that's a tough circuit. If he comes from there, he's had a lot of experience.
Third caution of the day coming on lap 132. Stevie Reeves, former USAC midget champ, and Kevin LePage. There's Kevin. He's climbed out of the car, surveying the damage. Well, let's show you what happened from the start-finish line camera.
Okay,
that's Skinner.
See a car, Skinner sideways there, and on this narrow racetrack, it just happens awfully fast. You see Rodney Combs going in the inside wall there. There goes the teddy bear car. He had to go up and hit the outside wall, and that put him into a spin. Jason Keller going by.
Chad Chaffin. They almost got into it as well. So we're under caution for the 3rd time today. And Kenny Wallace has led all but 1 lap here at Rougemont. We'll be right back.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car. What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. And now give your tires a quick kick with one-step tire care.
I don't know what it is, but even when a plant isn't doing well, I just can't bear to get rid of it. So I just kind of hang in there hoping for the best. Then I came across this new potting soil from Scott's. It's got a water-absorbing formula that gives every root all the moisture it needs. So it helps grow stronger, healthier plants. Sometimes it pays to hang in there.
There is a difference in potting soil. The Scott's difference.
The average person puts 9,000 times the weight of a sumo wrestler on their feet every day. That's why Dr. Scholl's created advanced insoles and inserts to give your shoes revolutionary cushioning and shock absorption. Make life in your shoes more comfortable.
One of these hammers is jacketed in high-impact polycarbonate. The other one is broken. The fiberglass jacketed hammer from Stanley.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
They say he was born with a rod and reel in one hand and a plastic worm in the other. Bill Dance Outdoors, Saturday and Sundays on TNN Outdoors.
Welcome back to Rougemont, North Carolina, where they're cleaning up after this third caution of the day. 4 cars after Mike Skinner got turned around. We're going up to Loudon, New Hampshire 1 week from today. The Chevy Dealers of New England 250. It's a Busch Series race, but it's going to look a lot like a Winston Cup show with Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvan, Kenny Schrader, Terry and Bobby Labonte, and all these Busch stars you're seeing in action today. 1 p.m. live from Loudon, New Hampshire, or go on up there and see it yourself. Good seats still remain, good bunch of them, and a big softball game. The Busch North against the Busch South drivers, 7 p.m. May 5th in Concord, New Hampshire, Memorial Field. Easter Seals will benefit. Autographs at 5 p.m. and softball at 7. Last year they raised over $7,000 for charity. Cleanup just about completed here from that accident on the front straightaway.
You know, Mike, talking about Loudon, there's not a prettier place, I don't think, that we go during the whole season than up there. We went up where they made the on Golden Pond and everything. It's beautiful up there.
We're looking forward to going up there next week. Special message on the back of Kenny Wallace's car. A young 4-year-old boy from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Kevin Meisimer, needs a bone marrow transplant. And they have on there the 800 number, not for donations, but for the National Bone Marrow Donor Program. They cannot find a match for this young lad within his family or anybody who's been tested. The 800 number, if you'd like to get checked out and see if you can help, is 800-654-1247. And they desperately need to find a match so this young fella can survive and thrive. Let's go down to Glenn.
This is Gil Martin. He's the crew chief on Kenny Wallace's car. He's awfully happy right now. Man, that race car's hooked up.
Man, I tell you, the TIC4 Thunderbird's running pretty good right now. The tires, everybody's slipping and sliding, so we might let... The 2 car seems to be pretty good on real old tires. We might let him go, but we're really looking forward to about lap 160 where we get 4 new tires.
Well, you hear him. They're going to wait till about midway to get him, but, man, nobody's been able to handle him so far.
Well, glad he's led all but the first lap. Pole sitter Jason Keller led that one. Well, they're 3 wide for the restart. That got interesting in a hurry. Tommy Ellis and Tommy Houston trying to get a lap back. Who runs out of racetrack? Ellis. Here comes Hermie on the bottom. Wow. Looking for the lead.
Well, you know, he's on pressure tires. He stopped a while ago and got a new right front tire when he had the problem. So the pressure tires seem to really help out here. I don't think Kenny Wallace is going to let him go very far, though.
Kenny Wallace led from lap 2 to lap 140. Report is that Sadler has 4 fresh tires and in the lead.
That's just like having a supercharger on a short track. When you have 4 brand new tires and everybody else is on old stuff.
Now, Dennis Setzer is battling with Jim Bound in 63 and Johnny Benson in 74. And Larry Pearson in 92 is a part of that. High battle there. Michael Rich as well in 02. Setzer went way up into the marbles and drifted back a couple of spots there. You know, coming into South this morning and watching practice, buddy, you never convinced me you could run 3 wide around here, but they've been doing it.
Well, I tell you, when you get racing, you can do a lot of things. You know, when you're out there in practice, they don't pay a dime to win in practice, but when you get out there racing, you do a lot of things you don't do in practice.
That's true. Here's Larry Pearson on the outside of Jim Bound, and Tommy Ellis right there is the pick, and Pearson tries to scoot away.
Johnny Benson on the outside there, and here comes Craven on the outside.
Boy, Jim Bound got the worst of that one, and he got into the back of Tommy Ellis, and Rodney Combs collects him. Who's that?
Tracy Leslie.
Yes.
And that's also Mike Wallace's car with Bucky in it.
Nathan Bucky involved. They were on the tail end of that one. It was Jim Bound. Hermie almost became a big part of that. But it was Jim Bound trying to get past Tommy Ellis, and they just ran out of room going down in turn 1. Got together. Tracy Leslie and Nathan Bucky piling in. As we said earlier, it's hard to have a 1-car caution at this place.
Boy, I was looking at Rodney Combs' car on the back straightaway over there. He has some terrible nose damage on that car, and it'd be lucky if he can get back in the race.
I think the black flag car has been exterminated for the day. It's coming up on halfway. Let's show you what happened down here in turn 1. Watch the teal-colored car, Tommy Ellis, and the white car, Jim Bound.
Jim Bound just under him there. They make a little contact there, and it gets Jim Bound sideways. He did a real nice job of holding this car low and not letting it get up, but you see Rodney Combs had nowhere to go.
Tracy
Leslie, Bucky there. I mean, when you get a jam up on this racetrack, you can see 3 cars have got it pretty well blocked.
Show you. Well, this has already started. The white car is Jim Bound. He becomes the pinball. Now watch for Hermie Sadler, who's going to just squeeze through here. There's Mike Garvey.
I know Roy Payne was lucky to get through there. I didn't see the 25 car do that much in that particular deal.
Tommy Houston. Oh, there's Sadler. He
Yes.
almost got into the back of Tracy Leslie trying to get away. You see just how little room.
Okay, there's contact on the outside. See, this is why we never call a wreck and tell you exactly what happens till you see all angles, because there was contact between Benson and
Ellis.
And when they hit, Jim Bound got into him.
And the hits just keep on coming. 160 laps here at Rougemont, North Carolina. Ooh. Everybody making pit stops, getting back on the Speedway, and we'll be right back after this.
Open wide, thine arms of love.
The Oak Ridge boys join the Statler brothers. TNN tonight.
It happens. You're not supposed to lose. But you do. And you remember everything. Every round. Every punch. Most of all, you remember the man who beat you. And you don't forget. Revenge. 4 championship rematches. Saturday, May 7th. Live on pay-per-view.
Chavez and Randall clash again. Only on pay-per-view.
5, 4,
3, 2, 1.
May 7th and 8th, teams of 20, walkers, runners, young and old, will meet at Twin Lakes Park with the same goal, to raise money. Form a team, gather pledges, and then celebrate. Every relay hour means dollars for Easter seals. Join the hundreds of team members who will share the glory and honor of running for those who can. Volleyball, softball, aerobics, live bands, food, and just laying in the sun. Call the Easter Seal Relay Hotline today.
Welcome back to Rougemont as they clean up down at turn number 1. Bringing the Stanley Mid-Race Report, brought to you by Stanley Works of New Britain, Connecticut, for over 150 years, helping you to improve the value of your most important asset, your home. 3 leaders, 2 lead changes. Jason Keller to Kenny Wallace. was the first to Hermie Sadler was the second. Average speed slowed by these 4 caution flags now for a total of 30 laps. Only one car officially out of the race. That would be, I believe, Elton Sawyer, but Doug Hevron's car and has spent a lot of time behind the wall. Let's recap the pit stops. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, we're going to see them show their hands now. Kenny Wallace, Gil Martin said he came in. He got 4 fresh tires. Also, Ricky Craven. After Jim Brown's crash there, spin, he did a heck of a job keeping that car on the lead lap. I think he got 4 fresh tires. And he has just changed right sides, but because he was in the crash, he got another set of right sides, 3 without any penalty. Also, Randy LaJoie in car number 20 put on 4 tires. He had changed earlier under caution when he lost the lap, so he had the 4 tires coming under caution. So we're going to see some real racing now. They got those fresh tires for the rest of the race. I think that Kenny Wallace is still the man to beat.
You may be right, Glenn. We're about to find out here. Quick hello to Emmanuel Zervakis, longtime driver and car owner, suffered a stroke in the hospital. Hope he's watching today and recovering. And also Ed Whitaker, the owner of Harry Gant's Busch car, recovered from bypass surgery. Want to wish both of them well. Green flag for the restart. Hermie Sadler leads them down to the green. Back into turn 1.
See a lot of oil dry there going into 1 and 2. If you get into that stuff, it's just as slick as oil a lot of the time.
Larry Pearson working the bottom groove there. 3rd in line against Chad Little. And David Green is back on the track limping around. He's about 100 laps behind. He's back out chasing some points. Car, Tommy Houston, was way up in the dust there in turn 1, but squared it up.
See Larry Pearson running really well there.
And here comes the 8 car, Kenny Wallace. Underneath Chad Little. Ooh. Nathan Bucky will peel a fender off that one. Boy, Wallace is going straight to the front.
You know, Wallace has been running on those old tires. He's got 4 fresh tires right now. I guarantee he feels like he's on a railroad track out there.
He's got to deal with Larry Pearson, though. Don't forget, Pearson has won 3 races here. But he's going to take the high side and let Kenny blast on past. I tell you, Kenny looks a lot like his brother in this race. When he gets an edge on him like Rusty does a lot of times in Winston Cup, he's really, really flying around this racetrack, and he has the quality handling car out there. That car is hooked up. Another car that may be just as fast as Randy LaJoie, the point leader, but he is way deep in the pack of traffic, moving around Tommy Ellis, coming up on Robert Presley. He's going to have to battle Ricky Craven then. A lot of smoke out of, I think, Chad Little's car. Right in the midst of that pack up there. But everybody's still running up to speed.
Mike, a lot of times when 2 cars get side by side and just kind of brush up against each other, the tires will smoke like that when they get up against the quarter panels on the other cars.
That's likely what happened, buddy. You're right. David Green was in the pits for 36 minutes. He's lost 88 laps. And here comes Ricky Craven moving up to challenge Dennis Setzer. There's the DuPont number 2 underneath the Alliance Training Center's 59 of Setzer, middle of your screen.
Jim Baum looks awful strong to me. I tell you, he's just in front of that group right there, and his car is basically not a scratch on it. So he's running the racetrack like you have to run to win.
Yep, a bit of cosmetic damage to Baum's car, but that's it. And here's LaJoie underneath Craven. Tommy Ellis right in the midst of that as well.
Now, Randy's trying to make up a lap, if I'm not mistaken, so he'll have to really pedal hard here.
Yeah, we've got LaJoie has 1 lap down. Trying to get back on the lead lap. Get you caught up here in just a moment as to the cars that are on the lead lap. From Hermie Sadler, Kenny Wallace, Johnny Benson, Larry Pearson on back.
You know, Randy's got 4 brand new tires, but he's caught up in all that traffic back there, and he's using his tires up where Kenny Wallace is out here pretty much by himself other than Sadler there, and he can really kind of take care of his tires a lot better than if he was racing somebody for position really hard.
This is for the lead. And Kenny Wallace may reassume it here at lap 170. He does. So Hermie Sadler led nearly 30 laps before Kenny Wallace goes back in front and begins to pull away.
Mike, a good race car driver now. He's in the lead there. He'll run just hard enough to stay ahead of Hermie without abusing the tires because he realizes he's got 140 more laps to make these tires. They have to work that much longer.
And he can't be too anxious to catch that huge pack of traffic and have to move through it once again. I mean, the odds favor there being at least one more caution here. There's smoke in the back of David Green's car. So 1-2 run right together. They move up on Randy Porter, and here are Dennis Setzer and Ricky Craven battling. Both these cars on the lead lap. That battle goes on for about 7th position. We'll catch up with how they're running when we come back to Orange County Speedway right after this.
My buddy told me to buy him, that he put him in his vehicle and he got an increase in performance, and I tried it and it worked.
America is talking about split fire.
It's incredible, yeah. They really work good. I get better performance, better gas mileage.
Split fire won a United States patent. It doesn't look like any other spark plug. It doesn't work like any other spark plug.
And I changed over to split fire because I get 5 more mile an hour out of my race bike.
But my truck I use every day. And that's where I see an increase in savings.
It's saved me a lot of money, and it's made my response time quicker than Firehouse.
Split fire at $5.99. America knows it only costs more till you use it.
You do make your money, just saving on the gas.
And the difference in gas mileage has been fantastic.
It's like getting an engine option.
Split fire. It only costs more till you use it.
It's more fun to drive a car now.
Here's another split fire breakthrough. Twin core wire sets with a dual firing path to every plug. More power and more mileage or your money back.
Monroe Sensatrack, road sensing shocks and struts. Designed to give you extra control during a swerve. Extra control over rough roads. Monroe Sensatrack gives you both extra control and ride comfort automatically. Monroe Sensatrack, like 2 shocks in one. Call 1-800-STRUT now for a Monroe Sensatrack dealer near you.
I bought my car new in 1970. I drove a hockey team a 190-mile round trip 3 times a week.
Haviland Formula 3 from Texaco.
I took good care of it. And when I reached 300,000, I thought, I've got to be a pretty good car.
No other leading motor oil offers more complete protection to help your car run better, last longer.
At 600,000, I thought, maybe it could be the Haviland.
Haviland Formula 3. Why add just any motor oil? Add more life to your car.
Exclusive coverage of the Pantry 400 on the Nashville Network is brought to you by Haviland Formula 3 motor oil. Add more life to your car. 183 laps are complete here. I keep wanting to say at Hickory because this place looks so much like Hickory and they race so much like it here. We're at Orange County in Rosemont, North Carolina. 3rd place is the battle here.
Yeah, I was just talking about Jim Bound's car not having any damage, and it looked like a bulldog bit their right front fender now. I think they got a little contact there, but they're racing hard here, and this racetrack is getting really slick now.
Side by side for 3rd. 8 cars are on the lead lap. Kenny Wallace threatens to make shambles of the field here. He's in heavy traffic out of turn 2. That's Bobby Donner just ahead. Puts a 2nd lap on Jason Keller. Moves underneath Tommy Houston, number 6. And 3rd place continues to be the battle.
Boy, them Bound boys don't give up. I tell you, he's run that car hard all day long. You see Tommy Ellis there. I don't think that's any type of race for the lead or anything, but you see the 20 car there has a little bit of damage on the left front. I asked Glenn Jarrett a while ago, I said, does it look like it may cause a problem? He said, no, it's just superficial damage.
They're running 6 seconds behind the leader. Now also 05 Tommy Ellis and the 20 of Randy LaJoie. They're both 1 lap down, so they're racing for position in and amongst this battle for 3rd. They're racing for 9th place. Ellis, a former champion, into 05 and LaJoie.
Well, Mike, you know how important each position is on the racetrack when you're in the lead in the point standing. Every little 5 points that you can pick up may win the championship for you later on in the year.
The Joy was moving up pretty well on those new tires, but now the field seems to pretty much equalize.
Yeah, you look like Superman until you wear that new Austin tires, and all of a sudden it's like you hit a brick wall.
Well, they move past that third-place battle, while Kenny Wallace, in heavy traffic, has now been caught by Hermie Sadler.
I'll tell you what, Hermie Sadler is something to watch on a short track. He has an uncanny way of just taking care of his tires, cooling himself back down, and then running back up on. He caught Kenny Wallace there a full straightaway in less than 3 laps.
Sadler turned 25 years old last week. Won here at Rougemont last year.
I listen to his car every time we go to a short track. He runs a chip in there that at a certain RPM, it cuts the motor off, so he does not over-rev it. And when he gets back in the throttle a lot of time to break the tires loose, it'll cut itself off rather than spin the tires and get them too hot.
Here's that third-place battle. It's heated up once again. Johnny Benson and Jim Bound. Good hard racing here.
Looks like a man carrying 2 suitcases all day long right down through there.
Like they're glued together. Now, Dennis Setzer and Larry Pearson are closing up on these two as they race side by side. Ooh, Bound with a pick and roll move. Nice move by Jim Bound there.
Pick and roll. I got to get all this down, man.
Well, the NBA playoffs. You know,
I see.
What can I say?
I got you, baby.
Well, no. We're not going to show you the draft, okay? Or the playoffs. So Jim Bound establishes a hold on third place, and now Benson's got to look in his mirror because Dennis Setzer is right underneath Johnny Benson. Right there.
Well, boy, I tell you, there's no place on a racetrack. You cannot have a position you don't have to fight for. If you're running 20th, the man in 21st wants to take it away from you. No such thing as secure position on a racetrack.
Now, this is for 4th place, and it's also for the Rookie of the Year battle.
Right now, I'd say Setzer's winning that little deal.
Well, he's driving for a team that has 3 victories on this racetrack.
Well, I'm telling you what, every time I look up, I see Chad Little just come in the pits with a flat right front. Every time they get up out of the groove just a little bit, they've cut a tire down.
So Dennis Setzer assumes 4th place.
That was some baloney wrappers that you just seen blowing around there. These people go through about 400,000 pounds of baloney up here in one event.
I'm telling you, folks, you go to Elkhart Lake for the bratwurst, Martinsville for those red hot dogs, and you come here for bologna burgers. Kenny Wallace, 203 laps complete. He's out front. 2nd place, not far back, is Hermie Sadler in the Virginia's for Lovers Chevrolet. Let's check in down at Hermie's pit. Glenn Jarrett's there.
Well, Mike, I got to thinking about all the cars that have used their 4 tires on free tire changes under caution. And I checked with Hermie Sadler's crew chief, Bobby King. They have changed 4 tires under caution, but they were flat spotted in a spin. So he still has 4 tires that he can change under caution. That is a big advantage. That's exactly how he won the race here last fall. He got in a spin. He got 4 fresh tires late in the race. Right back to the same scenario now. That's why he's in no hurry to keep up with Kenny Wallace. But when he gets those 4 fresh tires, or whenever they put them on, he is long gone.
Well, Glenn, the one thing that will determine that is not in his control. To put those tires on and get that free stop, he's going to need a caution of somebody else's making. We asked Hermie Sadler to give us a grade, A through F, for how his team has done to this point in the season.
I think we're probably a B right now. I think the biggest improvement we've made is that I've got experience now, more than I had last year. I'm able to do more things. I'm more confident in the race car, and that's going to show up eventually. Like I said, we've been running good. We just need to get some good finish, and I think we'll do that tonight.
Polish a whole car in about half the time with new Turtle Wax Instant Foam and Shine, the first foaming car polish. It's so much easier. With ordinary polish, you have to wipe, wait, and rub. With new Instant Foam and Shine, you just foam and shine. A mirror-like shine with long-lasting turtle wax protection. It's never been easier or faster. So why wait? Polish your car in about half the time with new Turtle Wax Instant Foam and Shine.
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
Napa, we're the most complete source for auto parts, and all Napa parts are backed by a nationwide warranty program. No wonder more Americans trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
Don't miss Suzuki's truly moving, dealing days.
Coming to TNN Motorsports, the Goodwrench 500, the Winston Select, the Budweiser 500, the Champion Spark Plug 500, the Slick 5300, the Splitfire Spark Plug 500, the AC Delco 500, the Slick 5500, Winston Cup 94, get ready.
Welcome back to Rougemont. 217 laps are complete, and this man has led most of them, all but 31 of those laps. Kenny Wallace. Tomorrow, Inside Winston Cup Racing comes to TNN, and don't tell me you missed it. You got 3 shots to see it. 11 a.m., 2:30, and 8 o'clock p.m. All those times are Eastern Daylight Time. Inside Winston Cup Racing. This battle is now for 4th place, because while we were away, Dennis Setzer moved underneath and past Jim Bow to take over 3rd. So Ricky Craven is up knocking on the door for 4th place with Jim Bow.
I don't think Jim Bound can keep his car down low enough. You know, at the first part of the race, the groove was way up on the high side, but everybody's cutting tires down, so they're trying to keep low on the racetrack, and I think Jim Bound's car may be pushing just a little bit in the center of the corner, and he can't stay down. See how high he goes up there and has to diamond the corner.
So Craven moves on and now moves underneath pole sitter Jason Keller. Meanwhile, Larry Pearson has caught Johnny Benson. 2 more cars that are on the lead lap. Now that would be at 6th place.
See Robert Presley down underneath there. He just never did quite get the car perfect on the handling, but he seems to be running a lot better now. I think they've adjusted on the car a few times.
And there's Kenny Wallace, the leader, coming up on that pack.
They didn't adjust enough. That's the leader coming up there to put him a lap down.
On the lead lap, Kenny Wallace, Hermie Sadler, Jim Bound in 3rd, Dennis Setzer in 3rd, Ricky Craven, Jim Bound, Johnny Benson, and Larry Pearson. Here's a look at them.
Oh, you hear these drivers grading their performance up till now, B and B minus and B plus and stuff like that. Hermie Sadler's cars had 3 or 4 races that it was the dominant car and just had bad luck. I think luck does play a part. David Pearson once said he didn't think that he was lucky, and I said I don't believe he even said that. That was lucky to make a statement like that and not get struck by lightning.
You're right. Well, Larry Pearson, the 7th place car, and the eldest of David's 3 sons, just went a lap down to Kenny Wallace, former Busch Series champ. And we are under caution. Whoa. Well, Hermie Sadler got the caution he needed. Why 4, I wonder?
Well, you know why. He can take on 4 tires. He spun a while ago and flat-spotted the tires, so he's eligible for 4 more new tires.
So that one I know. Why 4 the caution?
Why 4 the caution? Jacques Debris.
That's Pierre's younger brother, the Canadian driver.
Or his brother, Real Debris.
This is one report of a lead weight out on the track.
How could that be?
Don't tighten the bolt, I guess. I don't know. You're a former car owner. You tell me.
Don't put me in there. Woo.
No, thank you.
My cars were always heavy.
All right, seriously, here's Hermie Sadler on pit road. This was the caution he was looking for. Here's Glenn.
Well, they're taking their time because they know this is the critical part for them winning the race. I checked with everybody else up and down pit road that's in the lead lap. These are the only guys that have the tires left. They'll change the right sides this time, go back out, and come back in next lap around for the left sides. I can see the stickers on the right side going around. If he doesn't do anything wrong, if he doesn't have any bad luck, that's going to win the race for him because you cannot overcome that advantage, guys.
So Sadler with 4 fresh tires go back on the racetrack, and we were kidding, folks, but that really was the reason for the caution. There was a good-sized piece of lead on the track that had come off one of the cars, and that debris, posing a safety hazard, occasioned the caution flag. It is the 5th caution of the day. 7 cars now make that 6 now on the lead lap. Pit stops continue. We'll be right back.
Son of a gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car. What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. And now give your tires a quick kick with one-step tire care.
I got into this really years ago, starting out cutting grass as a kid. I'm responsible for probably 65 golf courses. I've used Scott's for over 28 years now. It's been very, very reliable. The unique thing about Scott's is every particle is consistent. I do my own home lawn, and I don't use anything else on my lawn. The neighbors are constantly asking, what have you put on your lawn? I got one stock answer. Go get Scott's.
It's nice to know that one phone call to a Farmers Insurance agent can cover home, auto, and life. So come in for a farmers-friendly review and make sure your insurance needs are covered, because you never know what could happen next.
Dad!
Farmers Insurance Group. For home, auto, and life.
Leave it to Peerless Faucet to create a shower so smart, it can not only sense when a toilet has been flushed, it can also adjust the water temperature accordingly. Scald Guard technology by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
If you're looking for a reliable place to service your car or truck, I've got great news for you.
Now at Pep Boys, $5 rebate on Gabriel Pro Rider shocks. Struts, $10 rebate.
Come to Pep Boys and drive away happy.
233 laps complete here at Rougemont. Hermie Sadler will have to come all the way through the field if he's to win this one as they line back up for the restart. We'll be at the newly renovated South Boston, Virginia Speedway on July 16th. Get your tickets early for that bush race, or if you can't be there, join us on TNN. This speedway has come under fire due to some septic problems with the county and court order being filed, and it was reported this week that an arrangement has been made and progress has been made on that issue. Here at the Speedway, the track will remain open, be able to run their schedule for the rest of the season. Good news for race fans here in the Raleigh-Durham area. The cars on the lead lap are to the inside, and that puts Hermie Sadler 5th in line ahead of Jim Bound and Johnny Benson as we go back to green.
I tell you, that might be the deciding factor of who's dominant in the last part of this race. Glenn, you hit it right on the head when you said Hermie is going to get 4 new tires. He has to have an advantage on the restart and everything else.
It's all Kenny Wallace can do to run away from this crowd and try to hide.
You see the 25 car come up under Craven there. I mean, it was effortless. Just all he had to do was nail the throttle. He'll come right up under the 59 car down the front straightaway. Well, he didn't quite get her done, but he'll get by Dennis Setzer because he's on fresh tires.
He's got the laps to do it. Sadler moves under Setzer in a replay of last fall's race.
Ooh.
Pulls up on Randy LaJoie, who is still a lap down.
Oh, boy, he's got to be very patient here. You see Randy LaJoie there. He has to be patient and make sure Randy knows he's under there. He'll get cut off going in the corner, and if they touch each other, they'll both spin.
Sadler's going to make it work on the bottom.
Watch this car come up out of the corner here. Nothing to it. One car length.
That's it. Setzer tries the bottom on LaJoie, but finds there's nothing there.
Okay, that's Tommy Ellis there. He'll pull over to the inside and let Sadler go to the outside. He's a lap down, or he should anyway. I'm sure he will.
Ellis is 1 lap down. He's the 8th place car. Now it's all up to Kenny Wallace to find out how much car he's got left.
Well, I can tell you the 25's got a ton left. He has come up through there. Like you said, we just ride along and watch him go to the front, I think.
241 laps down.
You know, Mike, that looks like a tremendous advantage, but one little puncture and the whole thing's a whole different ball game then.
And how many drivers does that happen to today?
You see how high he's on the racetrack here. You better really watch yourself not getting that outside lane.
All right, if you're Kenny Wallace, how hard do you run him?
Well, he's got to run him hard. He cannot give him any part of the racetrack. He's got to take the line away from him, because if he ever lets that 25 car get under him, which he's just about to do right here, I think the door is shut. Oh, we have a yellow.
And a big one down in corner number 1. Randy LaJoie
on the inside.
All torn up. Well, they come back to the caution. They do not race back to the caution in this division. So we'll see how scoring sorts it out, but the leaderboard shows Sadler in the front spot as of the last lap completed. So give Hermie Sadler lap 245.
Boy, that car, Randy LaJoie's got a lot of damage on the right front corner there.
And what just went flat besides his right front suspension was his points lead.
Oh, it's gone. And the bad part, you see that right front tire, how it's pushed back into the firewall?
Well, let's show you what happened. From the start-finish line. Oops.
Whoa. Into the outside wall. I think he and... I tell you what, that's hard to call. I was ducking, Ducky.
Can we see that again? We've lost a few cameras today. This has been an expensive day for the remote cameras. Here it is again, folks.
By the way, this is remote control. This guy isn't this brave to stand there and watch all this happen. Wow. That car just turned right into the outside wall.
Send Dick Moroso the bill for that one. 246 laps down as they clean up from Randy LaJoie's accident. We'll be right back to Rougemont, North Carolina after this.
Well, all a bull rider has to do is spend 8 seconds on Shredder, Predator, or Exorcist. Bonanza 94, the Lazy E Arena in Guthrie, Oklahoma. Championship Rodeo, TNN tomorrow.
We're gonna let you in on a secret. We make fine, easy child's play at Honda Cars of Bradenton.
Choose from our selection of brand new 1994 Honda Civics starting at only $10,999, or drive away in Motor Trend's Import Car of the Year 1994 Honda Accord starting at only $12,999. Car buying has never been easier.
So see Honda Cars of Bradenton, 3 miles north of the airport on US 41. Hurry!
Hi, everybody. I'm Bob Edwards, and I'd like to invite you to join me on Channel 19 here on Paragon Cable for Video Model Homes. On our program, we present the finest Bradenton developments and the finest Bradenton builders. So come join me. I'll save you lots of time house hunting throughout our area, show you some of the new developments and some of the old favorites. So come around, see me often, 7 o'clock every night on Channel 19 Video Model Homes on Paragon Cable.
We're back in Rougemont, North Carolina. Randy LaJoie's climbed from his car. He's okay. David Green makes a pit stop. 1 lap will go racing. Let's show you in real time. Never mind the slow motion stuff. Here's what happened to Randy LaJoie.
Okay, you see Randy lose the back there, and when it come down on the left side, it turned right straight in the wall. These radials will hook up once they break loose again. You've seen that happen on Super Speedway so many times when a guy gets sideways, and then the left side will hook back up and throw him right back in the wall.
That's where that camera was, sitting atop the wall at the start-finish line. Hermie Sadler is the leader. Kenny Wallace is second. Dennis Setzer is third. Ricky Craven is fourth. Jim Bowen is fifth. Johnny Benson is sixth. They are on the lead lap. 1 lap down Tommy Ellis, Nathan Buckey, and Larry Pearson. As we get set to finish this one off here at Rougemont. We are under green. And Ellis inserts himself between the two leaders.
Well, I'll tell you what. 4 new tires makes the guy look like Superman. Now, the biggest thing that Hermie Sadler has to really keep in mind is not overdo and get the tires too hot and let Kenny Wallace sit back here and run a good smooth pattern around this racetrack and maybe later on get hooked up as well as he is.
Glenn Jarrett has Randy LaJoie. Glenn?
Well, he's sitting here cooling off with his young son, and Randy, tell us what happened.
I just tried a little too hard. Got the thing sideways and I got into the wall. It's my fault. Got to apologize to all our sponsors and the crew. They did a good job, and I just tried a little too hard to try to get this car up front.
Let me tell you, don't hang your head too low. You can't apologize for trying too hard. You were running a heck of a race.
We were having a good day, and well, just about 50 laps short.
Randy LaJoie was the point leader by 14 points, and he could fall about as far as 5th by not finishing this race here today. That's how quickly things change.
Mike, I tell you what, Pina has to be proud of that young man's efforts. He's done a tremendous job for him all year. And anybody makes a mistake, and it takes a real man to say that on the air. You know, I just mentally made a mistake, but we all do it.
Kenny Wallace right now trying to hold second as Dennis Setzer closes in. Wow, this is by far Setzer's best race.
I guess.
Joining the Alliance team late last fall.
Well, you know, Mike, you told me all year when he does get everything going, he's as good as there is on short track, and I'm seeing why you think that now. I've never seen Setzer run that much, but I know he has been short track driver of the year several times now.
And he's closing on Kenny Wallace. He's got a lot of car left, it looks like. Craven fading a bit. Tim Fiedel had a look underneath, just behind that battle. Here's Jim Bound and Johnny Benson. They've been racing each other hard all day.
I think they ought to swap cars and just see if they...
5th place here. Right in that group is Mike McLaughlin right behind him. He's gone a couple laps down in the Fiddle Faddle Hyde Tools car, number 34. Hyde Tools up in Southbridge, Mass. will have their annual Spirit Day this Wednesday. Open house at the Hyde Tools plant, 5:30 p.m. Meet Mike, get a tour of the plant, see the race car. Into the wall goes George Crenshaw. Never mind. Bounced off and kept going down in turns 1 and 2. Keeps on moving. Kevin LePage, lengthy pit stop. He's back on the track.
Mike, all he did was get up out of the groove just a little bit and got in the outside there where all that oil drying stuff is, and it just swept him right into the wall. He's going to have to stop now because he really damaged the right front corner of the 07 car.
And he's on pit road. 2.6 seconds is Sadler's lead as you watch Larry Pearson and Dave Resendiz battle. Resendiz in the Lipton T Ford. He is a lap car, but he's had a pretty trouble-free run here to this point. McLaughlin right behind Jim Bound, and on the bottom, Robert Presley. Up top in the blue car, that's Mike Garvey.
You know, I know Kenny Wallace is sitting there in second place going, oh my goodness, I've done everything you can do. I've run a super good race, 4 brand new tires on Sadler, and he's just driving away. It's got to be killing him to be losing ground like he is right at the moment.
Well, these tire rules, they work for you and against you. The rule is intended to help cut costs, so everybody doesn't come in for 4-sticker tires on every caution.
Well, Dennis Setzer made about 5 or 6 runs at Kenny Wallace there on the bottom. Now he's moved up on the racetrack trying to see if he might get a little momentum off the corner and get the position on the outside.
The battles for second place. 33 to go here.
I got a feeling if he's going to get by Kenny Wallace, he better do it on the low side, though. I don't think he's ever going to pass that car on the outside.
Well, that's what we said at the top of the show. There isn't any outside here. Coming up on on 30 to go as Hermie Sadler now tries to drive away from this field at Orange County Speedway. We'll be right back to finish this one off after this.
Jumpstart your heart twice this summer as the stars of NASCAR Winston Cup Racing invade Pocono Raceway for the June 12th UAW GM Teamwork 500 and the July 17th Miller Genuine Draft 500. Both races sold out in '93, so order now while tickets last. Call toll-free 1-800-RACEWAY. Operators standing by. For vacation information, call 1-800-POCONOS. If this doesn't get your heart started, nothing will.
Dave, now let's move on to the world of Mr. and Mrs. Consumer.
Gee, it's almost lunchtime.
Yes. Now, as you can see, this pie chart illustrates your core customer.
When you have a craving for a delicious bacon mushroom melt, come to Wendy's.
Thanks.
It's a quarter-pound of fresh beef, 3 strips of bacon, and mushrooms in a cheddar cheese sauce.
So what do you think, Dave?
I'm satisfied.
Great. Let's move on to section...
Wendy's bacon mushroom melt. When you gotta have one, you gotta have one.
If you want to know why most NASCAR teams use a Sears Die-Hard battery, just ask a guy who didn't use a Die-Hard. Die-Hard, the official battery of NASCAR. For more power when you need it most.
Hey, is that... Yeah, it's my new Wagner Power Painter. Can you edge with it? Yeah, like this. In fact, it'll take care of just about any project you've been meaning to do.
Why am I painting this by hand?
Get a Wagner.
Napa, we're the most complete source for auto parts, and all Napa parts are backed by a nationwide warranty program. No wonder more Americans trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
Keep America running.
Today's exclusive TNN coverage of the Pantry 400 is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running. Hermie Sadler out in front of this field, working race traffic. He gets by Bobby Dotter and moves up on Robert Presley. Here's the battle for second place, and it's been a dandy. Let's show you what happened a moment ago.
Well, you see him under there, and the front end washes out. They make a little contact there. I guarantee you both of them know they went in there awfully hard, and then that can happen anytime two guys go in the corner that hard.
They're at it again. This is live. And Setzer may get second spot this time. There's no lapped car ahead for Kenny Wallace to use as a pick this time.
The only thing he can do, if he can manage, well, that's pretty well decided. Way to go, Mike.
They pull up on Michael Rich, who's had a real strong run today. He's only one lap down. Setzer came from 28th spot to run in second, and he's 5.2 seconds behind Hermie Sadler. 18 to go. Now, Jim Bound has really backed up a bit here in these last 10 or 20 laps. So Glenn's made his way down to Jim Bound's pit. What's the story, Glenn?
Well, Mike, I talked to crew chief Jeff Hensley. On that restart, Jim got in the back of somebody and knocked the toe in out of the car. He's just riding it out to finish the race. I'd like to take this opportunity to say happy 25th anniversary to Ron and Norma and Denver, Iowa. They watch us every week.
16 laps to go here. And Dennis Setzer. There's Jim Bound. Setzer trying to get underneath.
Yeah, I don't think Jim's got anything for anybody right now. He's just trying to finish this race. I noticed the right front fender's caved in, the left front smashed in a little bit. And once the toe end gets off like that, it's like pushing a snowplow. I mean, that thing really drives terrible, and it will not run down the straightaway because of the toe out.
Wallace tied up in a bunch of traffic there. Coming up on Jim Bound, and here comes Ricky Craven. He's moving up on Kenny Wallace. That's for third place. And that may not be decided. Laps to go. Sadler has this one in hand. Dennis Setzer is moving away from the rest of the field in second place, but Ricky Craven right there in the DuPont car has his eye on third.
No, Kenny Wallace's car is not running like it was earlier today. Ricky Craven's car is quite a bit faster. If he can get by these lap traffic cars here, I think he'll put it on Wallace the way it looks. See Jim Bound, he's steadily working his way to the back here with the car with the toe end knocked all off on it.
Now Craven's going to may run out of time here. 10 to go.
Boy, that's when all the spotters start telling you, hey, if you got anything left, let's use it, because we've only got 10 laps to go now. Craven's probably running over his own tongue right now trying to get up to that spot. 8 laps to go.
5 cars up on the lead lap. You're watching the battle between 3rd and 4th place. Johnny Benson is 5th. 7 to go. 1 lap down.
Look at Craven. He's caught right up. If he can just get under, I believe that he's a little bit faster than Kenny Wallace is right now. Well, I know he's a little bit faster, but he's going to have that track position. It's going to be hard to get.
1 lap down. Jim Bound, Tommy Ellis, Larry Pearson, Nathan Butke. And also Bobby Dodd.
Well, there's his chance right there. He has it up under.
Got the room.
Now. Good.
Trouble. Turn 3. George Crenshaw's really lit up turn 3.
Yep, that'll bring the caution out, I believe.
This one, if it does, will finish under yellow. Crenshaw puttering around the front straightaway. Smoke pouring from the machine.
No yellow.
We are still green. He gets down off the racetrack.
Oh, Craven.
And around goes Craven.
Oh
boy.
Bad.
Oh, now we get the caution.
Now, Hermie Sadler's fun. He's wrecked on the inside down here.
Sadler moving. 297, 3 to go. They're going to come around to the caution, and who is the leader? Sadler. Here comes the 59 of Setzer.
Trying to close in. They're racing back to the flag here for the win.
To the flag.
Dennis Setzer has won it.
I don't believe it.
Now you talk about heads up slug fest.
That was the caution, not the checkered flag.
It's same as.
Well,
59 is in the lead.
The NASCAR officials trying to do the right thing. If George Crenshaw could have gotten off the racetrack and let this one finish under green, it did not happen. A big pileup in turn 1. And they've stopped counting laps on the scoreboard.
I see that NASCAR is going to have to make a decision. Hermie Sadler is running right beside the 59 car of Setzer, but I do believe that Setzer beat him back to the flag.
And the question becomes, do or don't you race to the flag? That really is the question.
That's the question. I know in Winston Cup you do.
And the indication here is that for the lead, or to get a lap back from the leader, you do run to the flag, but everyone else holds position. That's kind of the agreement. So let's see.
Presley's all messed up. He's running in the back of the 25 car here for some reason. I guess he's trying to knock that piece of loose metal off there.
Well, the checkered flag is waving, but who is it for? The race has ended. Boy, probably the biggest race here, buddy, is going to see who can fit into victory lane.
Yeah, I don't know. They're all confused down here at the start-finishing line. All the crews. Glenn, you're going to have to get in there and find out.
Well, the NASCAR official coming out here with the trophy, and he is asking for consultation. Who gets it? At the time of the caution, Hermie Sadler was the leader. But down in turn number 1, he got caught up in the collision there. And they are calling for...
Wow, I don't know.
Sadler?
That can't...
Setzer has also pulled to victory lane.
Wait a minute. They're pushing him up in front of the 25. I don't know.
Glenn, can you make heads or tails of this?
Well, a NASCAR official is waving Dennis Setzer off. They're telling me right now that Hermie Sadler has won the race. The 59 crew is saying that they have won the race. Hermie Sadler's getting ready to get out of the car. He thinks he won the race. Dennis Setzer thinks he did. I don't know, guys. They're telling me to talk to Hermie Sadler. That's what I'm going to do. You know I always do what I'm told.
Well, let's look at the replay, see if we can make heads or tails of this. Here's the first contact, and this comes with About 4
well,
laps
this
to go.
is when the 07 blew up in the corner up here.
Now that's up in turn 3.
He goes the entire length of the front straightaway before he tries to pull across in front of everybody. Yeah.
Now it looks like he's going to get down safely. Now the caution is not yet out. They were trying to finish this race under green. So we're under green right now.
Okay, Craven goes around.
Tim Fido is up in the wall. And there's Sadler spinning down at the bottom. That's what the bumping was about after. He and Robert Presley crashed coming into turn 1. All right, now the caution is out.
Okay.
And as they come around out of turn 4, I'm sorry, this is where Sadler gets into the crash.
I just seen something. He did get the yellow. He did get the yellow. Hermie Sadler did get the yellow there.
And that would decide it. Can we go back to that, please, and folks show you once again that when the initial crash happened that took Craven and Fido out in turn 1, that was what brought out the caution flag. And so Hermie Sadler did indeed come under the caution, and at that point the lineup is fixed, can't be changed. Here it is, out of turn 4.
Here they come right down the front straightaway here.
Now watch for the starter's stand.
See the yellow flag waving.
So Sadler does take the caution on the racetrack. Everything else that happens after is academic, and Glenn Jarrett is with the winner.
Hey, guys, I've never seen anything like this before. Hermie Sadler, first of all, congratulations, great job, but our replay clearly shows that you did take the caution flag before you had to spin down there in turn 1.
Well, I'm glad it turned out that way. I tell you what, I've got to give all the credit to Bobby King and this Old Virginians for Lovers race team. He did a super job. In the pits all day. We ran super all day. Wayne Eames bid us a strong motor today. Everything went my way. I tell you what, Orange County must be something special here. I wish we could run here every week, but this we needed to bag that last year's thing up, and we've had a bad luck the last 4 weeks, so this more than makes up for that. We would do.
Well, this guy has kept a good attitude regardless of all the bad things that happened to him, but I saw him do something just now, guys, that really touched me. He looked at Ricky Pearson, the crew chief on the 59 car, and he apologized for the way that things turned out.
Well, you know, it can only be one winner, and I'm glad it's me, but Dennis is a super race car driver, and he's going to win his share of races, and he ran awful good today. I'm just sorry. It always seems to have to be controversy when we win a race, but we had a strong race car all day, and I'm not sorry about it a bit. We're going to go to New Hampshire and try to get another one.
I think this guy's going to run for governor of Virginia. He's apologizing for winning the race.
I want to say thanks to Goodyear tires, too. We had a super tire today, ran good all day, and I just couldn't be happier. Everybody's been supporting me 110%. Virginia, everybody, I'm happy as I can be.
Congratulations again to Hermie Sadler, his second career victory.
Well, it's a rather silent standing crowd here at Orange County trying to sort out just what happened here, and we'll have more from the Speedway. The 2 cars are still parked in Victory Lane.
Performance. Every element on the track is matched by one off the track. Off the track and into the high-performance air conditioning systems of Luxair. Speed is matched by high efficiency, protection by strong warranty, handling by quiet operation, and power by cool Luxair comfort. Winners in performance, #1 in comfort, Luxair. A reason for loving every season.
The average person puts 9,000 times the weight of a sumo wrestler on their feet every day. That's why Dr. Scholl's created advanced insoles and inserts to give your shoes revolutionary cushioning and shock absorption. Make life in your shoes more comfortable.
Peerless Faucet didn't come up with the idea for a spout long and high enough to reach over and into large objects. We merely adapted it for the kitchen. High-rise faucet designs by Peerless. Get more out of your faucet than just water.
Sunday, only on TNN Motorsports. All the speed, all the power, all the drama. For up-to-the-minute motorsports news and information, turn to the leader. Race Day, with 2 live editions before and after all the day's racing events. From IndyCar to AMA to NASCAR, catch it on Race Day. Sunday, 11:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Eastern, only on TNN Motorsports.
Boy, it's fun when the unexpected happens, as it did here at Rougemont, North Carolina today, but it took a little bit of sorting out and several replays to figure out just what happened. Thanks to a great job by the folks down at the TNN truck. Joel McKee's the tape producer, picked up these replays, and here's the telling one. Yellow flag is waving as Hermie Sadler comes underneath. Now, even though you'll see him go on and get tied up down here in turn #1,
he gets in the oil there. The other car did not make contact with him. He got in the oil there, gets the car around. He's real lucky he didn't hit Clabber Girl special there.
Yeah, everybody's spinning in the oil.
Well, they did hit him. Boom.
Now, when he pulls away, Dennis Setzer comes up and alongside, thinking he is racing for the win, but Sadler had already taken the caution. Glenn is with the runner-up.
Well, this guy here you're looking at is Dennis Setzer. That was his best career finish, second place. A great job. A little confusing there. You thought you won, then you realized you didn't win, but our replay clearly showed that you guys took the caution flag before you went by and before Hermie crashed down there, but you had a whale of a run.
Man, this Alliance Tractor Trailer Training Center's team, they had a great car today. Ricky Pearson, he worked on this thing from start to go, you know, and I got a little off qualifying as far as myself, and he said, don't worry, it'll be all right, you know, you just stay calm. That Ricky Pearson, he's something. I'm proud of him.
Well, Dennis, it looked to me like I was watching it. It looked to me like that you were taking your time with the car, trying to save the tires till the end there, because you really had a strong car at the end.
Yeah, really it was. You know, we raced with Kenny real hard right there, and maybe used a little more up, but after we got by him, you know, we just let it all hang out. But come up a little short today. But like I say, I'd like to thank this Alliance team. They've done a great job in the pits, all the guys back at the shop. A good bunch of people.
Big boost to your confidence. I know you'd struggled just a little bit. You were sort of pleased with the way that things have been going, but this has really got to give you a shot in the arm.
Oh, yeah. It's nice to come out of this thing after a long race and a big smile on one day.
I think you'll be wearing that smile all week. Congratulations, Dennis.
I think he will, Glenn. He had a great run here today, and, well, but for the timing of the caution flag, might be the driver in victory lane. A wild finish here at Rougemont. Not surprising.
Mike, I tell you what, these guys are tremendous sports. He didn't say, you know, the guy lucked into it. When he wrecked, I thought I'd won the race. He did all he could do, and when he finished second, he was very happy and congratulated the winner, Hermie Sadler. That's why I like the Busch Grand National Racing so much.
It was a great run. We've had a lot of calls, and we'll give you the number on the other side of this commercial, the 800 number for the bone marrow testing for Kevin Meismer that was on Kenny Wallace's car. So if you get a pencil, we'll update you on that. And the finish and the point standings when we come back.
Gun protectant. Nothing works better on your car's leather, vinyl, and rubber. It can turn just about anything into a great-looking car.
Nice car. What, this pile of junk?
Give it the gun with Son of a Gun. And now give your tires a quick kick with One-Step Tire Care.
When it comes to roping a steer, folks in Grand Junction, Colorado will tell you that Ron Markin can ride with the best of them. And when it comes to overhauling an engine or rebuilding a carburetor, well, he can do it all. You see, when Ron's not riding a horse for fun, he's turning a wrench for a living. So he buys a lot of parts, mostly from AutoZone. Sure, there are other parts stores in town, but Ron knows that when you want the right part for the right price, there's just no place better than AutoZone.
It's nice to know that one phone call to a farmer's insurance agent can take care of your insurance needs. And with a Farmer's Friendly Review, you know everything is properly covered. Farmer's Friendly Review for your home, for your car, and for your family. Farmer's Insurance Group for home, auto, and life.
We have just one word for the new Whopper Jr. at Burger King. Bigger. You already know it's flame broiled and fixed your way, but the one thing you didn't know is that the Whopper Jr. now has 50% more beef. And because we figured one great improvement deserved another, the new Whopper Jr. is just 99 cents every day. The new 99-cent Whopper Jr. at Burger King. We may not be the world's #1 fast food place.
Welcome to Burger King.
It just tastes that way.
Welcome back to Rougemont, North Carolina. The Pantry 400, 100 laps for late model stocks follows. This one for the fans here at Rougemont, and they had a packed house today. Boy, did they see a thriller right down to the finish. Hermie Sadler, Dennis Setzer, Kenny Wallace, Johnny Benson, and unofficially the fifth-place car, Ricky Craven, Tommy Ellis, Jim Bound, Larry Pearson. These results are all unofficial. There's a big scoring recheck going on right now. Nathan Buckey and the 08 car of Bobby Dotter. That could be the top 10. The young 4-year-old that's looking for the bone marrow transplant, trying to find a compatible donor, is Kevin Meismer. We've had a lot of calls. This is the number for the National Marrow Donor Program, not a number for donation. but rather a number to get information to see if your marrow can be tested and if it will match Kevin's. It only takes a simple blood test to see if you will match. You mentioned Kevin Meismer when you call 1-800-654-1247. We appreciate Thomar Racing for their support of a very worthwhile cause. Let's go back down to Glenn Jarrett.
Well, Mike, we're standing here with Johnny Benson Jr., the leading rookie candidate this year. You had a good run today, Johnny. The scoring recheck is going to determine exactly where you finish, but you're in the top 5 most of the day. Your first trip to Orange County, what'd you think about it?
I'll tell you what, the track is great. You know, it's a short track that I like. You know, but that's where I grew up. You know, I'm looking forward to get a little more experience on speedways, but I'll tell you what, Base Motorsports team did a great job. You know, Staff America Chevrolet backing me is just a great deal. We had a good run. Car's a little loose, but I tell you what, we made it through the day, and, you know, we're real happy.
Well, 300 laps around this place, you think you're going to sleep well tonight?
I think so. I'm pretty tired. You know, when you're loose as we were going around here, man, you get tired in a hurry. But, you know, like I say, Staff America Chevrolet was a great day today.
Well, I see you getting more and more comfortable every week. You really look like you're fitting into this thing.
Oh, we hope so. You know, down the road, we want to, you know, run another year Busch and do some Winston Cup, and, you know, hopefully we catch on pretty good.
Well, I'm going to watch race day 2 to get this scoring recheck, find out exactly where Johnny finished.
He's got a lot of talent, Glenn, and he had a good run today. Here unofficially is the top 15. Sadler, Setzer, Wallace, Benson, and Craven. That's the top 5. Ellis, Bound, Pearson, Rich, and Dotter takes you back through 10th spot. Leslie, Keller, Presley, Garvey, and Little, the top 15. Tomorrow, Busch Grand National North is at North Woodstock, New Hampshire as the scoring recheck continues. The Modifieds are at Thompson, Connecticut. The Winston Cup cars are at Talladega. And next Saturday will be at Loudon, New Hampshire International Speedway, the New England Chevy Dealers 250. You'll see Dale Earnhardt, Ernie Irvan, Kenny Schrader, both the Labatis, all these Busch stars. And we hope you can be there and join us. And if not, you'll see it live right here on TNN next Saturday. Wow, what a finish at Rougemont, North Carolina. They'll talk about this one for quite a while.
Boy, I'll dream about it. What a race. I tell you, that was exciting there at the end. I hope I didn't bust anybody's eardrums back home there, but I got excited. Once I left the chair, I was out of control.
I almost had a crash here in the booth. For Buddy Baker and Glenn Jarrett, I'm Mike Joy, congratulating Hermie Sadler on his 2nd straight victory at the Orange County Speedway, Rougemont, North Carolina. See you next Saturday from New Hampshire.